What's up, guys? Welcome back. Welcome to this video of like my January makeup haul. I'm ready to show you everything I purchased during the month of January, and you know I'm kind of on a budget. I'm trying to dial it back a little bit, so some of this may seem like not a lot. To some of y'all it may seem like too much, but what I'm gonna do is go through and tell you how I purchase each one, whether it be a gift card, whether it be like out of my actual budget, and just kind of show you what released or what kind of came out in the month of January that I had to have, maybe even tail end of December that I waited until January to pick up. And so let's go ahead and jump right into this so that you can see what I picked up in my January makeup haul. So guys, we've got a little bit of everything in here, and when I say a little bit of everything, I mean a little bit of everything. And so most things don't even have their boxes anymore because I've been using them. I mean, January was a very long month, and I think a lot of people have felt that way, but I mean, January felt like it was 365 days long. There were days where my husband was like, I can't believe it's still January. This has felt like the longest month of life, and I have to agree. Okay, so you're going to see a couple of things in here that I said I wasn't going to pick up, but of course, you know, sometimes you're proven wrong, and that's okay. Then you have to admit it to the world. It's no big deal. So I picked up all three of the Urban Decay On the Run eyeshadow palettes. Absolutely was not planning to. These were $25 each, and a mini I have just determined is a great way to go because you can stay on budget, still get quite a few shades, and it just is a way to be able to pick up makeup, to still feel excited about buying makeup without breaking the bank. So these come with 8 eyeshadow shades. They're pretty good for what you get. They're very good for what you get. Now, it may seem kind of weird that I picked up all 3 because you'd say, well, did you really need all 3? Yes, I did, because I swatched them in store and I was blown away and they were sold out. So I ordered them, but I did not pay for a 1. And I'll tell you that I got 2 of them with my points at Ulta, which I love Ulta's point system. I have grown to really enjoy that, and I have started doing more of my purchasing at Ulta so that I can rack up those points and use it on free high-end makeup. That's really a good way to go. So I picked up 2 of them with that, and I picked up 1 of them with, as you know, I received a Sephora gift card. It was for $100. So I was kind of wise with how I spent it. I bought several things with that gift card. It was just kind of nice. I didn't spend it all at one time, all in one place. It's just as things came out that I wanted, I kind of, okay, I'll buy that. Okay, I'll buy that. And I picked it up with my gift card. So I did not pay a cent for these. Gift cards are great, especially if you don't plunk down. I am the worst at, let me just say, my parents give me a $100 Sephora gift card every Christmas as my Christmas gift. And usually my mom will say, we know that's going to be gone here in the next few days. This year, now granted, yes, we are in February and now it's gone. And that's because I just used it on the rest on the Jouer Bouquet d'Amour palette, blush palette. But it was so nice not plunking it all down at one time and using it on several things as I wanted them. So I was very happy with the way I spent my gift card this year, and I did pick all of these up. These are just really, really good. Again, you get good shades, you get a good array, and the quality is really on par with the Born to Run palette. I very, very much like these and am so happy I picked them up. Again, I was not going to because I'm like, minis, no, they hardly get used in my house. Well, that's about to change because the next mini I'm going to show you was also one that I said absolutely not. I have since done a review. I have since let y'all know in several videos that this is probably one of my very favorite eyeshadow palettes of all time. And it's the Natasha Denona Mini Nude Palette. 25 bucks, and you get 5 luxurious shades. Super soft, buttery. I just love this palette. I have struggled putting it down. Like, I'll start doing my makeup and I'm like, no, I want to use the nude palette. So good. 25 bucks. Now this one I did pay out of pocket for. I didn't use a gift card or points or anything. So that one I did buy outright, but again, $25 for an eyeshadow palette. Easy way to stay in budget or on budget, however you call it. All right, let's move on. The next 2 products I also bought outright. They were, you know, it came out of my makeup budget. And it's, you know, I have a love for Fenty as a brand. I just am hardly ever disappointed. There were a couple things in the holiday collection that I was like, I could have lived without that. But for the most part, it is rare that I'm disappointed with something from Fenty, and anytime she releases something, I'm like, that's going to be stellar. I need to try it out. So I did pick up the concealer and the powder the day it released, and this, like I said, came out of pocket. And I'm going to tell you, I'm so glad I did. I loved these products. I picked the concealer up in the shade 230. Those of you who have been with my channel for a while know that I am in the shade 190 in her foundation. And this is the corresponding concealer. This is the light medium concealer. And she just did a great job with the powders and concealers, basically saying, if you use this in the foundation, then you're this shade, whether it be the concealer or the powder. And I found it very easy to pick out my powder for that reason. So I am very, very happy with this. I love this powder pretty much as my Huda powder, which you know that is, for me, that's, nothing's gonna top that. This is right up there with that. I love this powder. For reference, I am in the shade Butter, and I've already told you the foundation I am in is 190, which is the light medium neutral, and this was a total win for me, but I did pick it up out of my makeup budget. Next up are a couple of drugstore products, and I'm learning that drugstore is a great way to stay within your makeup budget while still being able to try new things. Now, two things about drugstore makeup. One is that their prices are creeping up there. It's like not what it used to be, but if you compare it, I get it, to high end, it's not even a drop in the bucket sometimes. The other thing about drugstore makeup that I find though, and I know some of you would like to see more drugstore, it's very, you know, not even hit or miss, it's more miss than it is hit, because typically I go to either my Walmart, my grocery store, they don't have testers. Now granted, that's not to say people don't help themselves and make testers out of the actual product, which I hate, because then you're like, now I can't buy the product, and you've ruined it for anybody else, and you've ruined it for the company, because now it's got to go back as a damaged product. Anyways, that's a story for a different day. But I do find that sometimes, like, either I don't like the texture, I don't like the color, it's not a good fit, whatever the case may be, and I get so burnt out on, like, having to return, this is not my shade, let me try this, and I don't want to have to open 5. You know, that's not fair to the company, and it's not fair, and it's not that it's not fair to me, it's just, I don't feel like doing it. So anyways, that's the reason I don't buy a whole lot of drugstore. Based on these two products, I think I'm going to be looking a little more at drugstore products. This is the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. If you've watched my last few videos, I had picked up the wrong shade. It was a little too yellow, and I did use that in a first impressions video. But I have since changed it up to shade 420, and this is, I think it's light beige, maybe? I don't remember. Anyways, so this is a good shade. I even think True Beige may have worked okay. I think I had purchased True Buff, and that one was too yellow. So this is very, very, not that it's like, how can I put it, not high quality, but I'm very impressed with the way the pump works, with just how nice, and I don't know, something about this. I like it very much. I have learned to use it either with a brush or with a beauty blender. Don't use something like a Sonia Kashuk sponge like I did, because I hated it that way, and that was my first impression, and I thought, this is why I don't buy drugstore foundation. I said, let me give it another try. I did, and I thought, I love this foundation, and it was all in the way I was applying it. So if you've applied it maybe with that kind of sponge, maybe give it another chance. Here is the shade, in case you're close to my skin tone, then you know that that's what that one looks like. So that was a definite win for me, and it was $11 at Walmart. Definitely a way to stay within budget. I did pay for that outright out of my makeup budget. Next item is also drugstore, and is also probably something that you've heard about before, and it is the Maybelline Color Sensational Lipstick in the shade Baddest Beige. A lot of people talking about this. I love this lipstick, and I especially love to put it over top of a liquid lipstick. This by itself is beautiful, but it's got that slippery formula that doesn't last very long. And I really, a lot of times, like when I'm at work, I don't have the time to be reapplying lipstick. Usually do that like first thing in the morning and then right after lunch, but I don't have the opportunity or the time to be reapplying several times during the day. And so this over top of a liquid lipstick is so perfect. It's a beautiful color, and I think just it suits so many skin tones. It's almost like a pinky beige. I may be saying that totally wrong. Maybe I'm colorblind. I don't know. That's what it looks like. You see how it's very shiny? That's that slippery type of formula, but it is so beautiful. It was $6. Maybe it was $7. I don't remember. Maybe $7. And I did pay for this, again, outright, but with drugstore prices, I can do a little bit more with that. So that was that. Next up, these you probably, if you've been watching, again, my videos, then you know I featured these in my Sephora Spring 2019 makeup, and what I picked up, how did it work for me, and I picked all 3 of these up with a gift card. So I was able to try one of each product that I wanted to try. The old Michelle would have been like, I need 2 or 3 shades of each. And I didn't. I withheld, and I picked up the ones that spoke to me the best. And I'm very happy that I did, because here down the road, if I want another one, okay, I'll wait till I've got the budget to do so. And I'm very happy with the shades that I did pick up. So this is the Tarte Seaglass, Rainforest of the Sea Seaglass eyeshadow in Life's a Beach. It's the turquoise shade. I picked up the Stila. It's the shade, is it the shade Mystere? It's the shade Mystere in the shade Spiritual, and it's like a white gold, but it really is more of a gold. It's actually, this is going to sound bizarre, it's the shimmer I'm wearing in my eyebrows today, which you probably won't be able to tell. And if you see little flecks of something, that's what that is. You might be like, what is in her eyebrows? That's what that is. And then the Huda Metal and Matte. I love, love, love the metal side of this. I have used it so many times for a super quick, I need to get out the door type of thing, and she is going to release more shades soon. I'm so excited. But this is that metal side. This is the Stila, and whoop, this is the Tarte. So I am really, really happy I was able to pick these up in the month of January as part of my January haul, but I didn't pay for a one because I used gift cards for them. So that was actually really, and actually 2 I picked up with gift cards. 1 I picked up with store credit because I had returned something outside of the 30 days or 60 days. It still was new, but I just hadn't gotten around to. And I didn't pay for one of those, which I am very happy. Okay, last but not least, let me make sure I'm not missing anything. So see, it's a pretty good January haul, and I'm sorry, I'm still going to have like remnants on my hand of that eyeshadow. Last but certainly not least, you do know that I am, one of my favorite brands is Kylie Cosmetics. I mean, people have their opinion on it. I get people who say, you know, I don't like what she stands for or something along those lines. I don't really keep up too much with her or her life or her personal life or anything. Let's see what else. I have people who do ask for videos who are like, hey, you know, want to know what your favorite products are. And so truly and honestly, her brand is just, I don't find it to be, sometimes it can be overpriced, but I find her products to perform the way I would want them to. And I have not been very disappointed. It's been very rare for me to be disappointed with one of her products. Maybe there's been 1 or 2 over the course of her makeup line that I've just been like, oh, I could have done without this. But you know, you're not in a store and you're kind of in a race against time sometimes to place an order with everyone trying to buy before it sells out. But she released her bronzers, blushes, and highlights just a couple of weeks ago. Now, I was not able to get on her website right at the time she released them because I was actually in a meeting. It was at the end of the day. And so I thought, well, it is what it is if it sells out. And I thought, it's not going to sell out. Well, of course, a lot of it did. So I didn't get to get the 2 bronzers I wanted. The other 2 blushes that I still want, I wasn't able to get. So there's still, she'll have a restock, I'm sure. But I was able to get a lot of what I did want, and I am so glad I did. I have used every single one of these products, and they perform exactly as I would have wanted them to. And y'all know that I love her highlights because they're very, very blinding. These are no exception. So let me start with the blushes. I picked up Rosy and Baddie on the block. I will tell you that this particular order I did, so anything Kylie, obviously I don't have gift cards or anything, so I do use my makeup budget. So I did use my budget for this. it was well worth it. I picked up Rosy and Baddie on the block. The packaging is a baby pink with silver lettering. It's so pretty. And these blushes, I can't even tell you. This might become my new favorite blush formula over NARS, over Tarte. I can't even tell you. They go on so beautifully. They don't emphasize anything. Now, that's not to say I have like textured skin, but I have never found her highlights or her blushes. Now, I have not yet tried the bronzers, but they go on so smoothly. It's like, just, I can't even describe it. I don't know. I'm going to stop there and give you swatches because I feel like I'm rambling. This one is Baddie on the block right here. And then Rosy is stunning, and I can't even imagine how beautiful this looks on my deeper skin tone ladies. I think for the bronzers, I feel like she did a good job in coming out with, you know, a few bronzers to suit different skin tones, which is nice. So here we go. Here's Rosy, here's Baddie on the block. And I'm sorry I still have those eyeshadow remnants on my hand, but that's what those look like. Let me give you one swatch of the highlighters. This makes me so excited for her to restock the others that I wasn't able to pick up, which I think it's Let's Go Shopping and Kitten something. But let me give you a swatch of Princess Please. This is like an iced out pink type shade, which I typically don't go for the pinks, but the pink was not strong enough to warrant me not wanting to pick it up. These are so pretty. I don't feel like that's swatched very well, but there we go. It's very icy. Now, I will tell you that I put these on and I am blown away. Again, as I love her highlights, so it's something I expected, but I'm blown away with how intense and how bold and how just glowy they look. These are the type of highlighters that if you want to be seen from 3 neighborhoods down, once you put it on, you're in your room, you put it on, you can be seen three neighborhoods down. These are the types of highlights. So I did pick those up as well as part of my January makeup haul. Those were out of pocket, but that is it. That brings us to the end of my January makeup haul. There's not a whole lot I picked up out of pocket because I used points, gift cards. There's so many ways that you can, you know, stay on a budget with still buying things. Now, it does mean sacrificing maybe the bigger things, I don't know. You know, the bigger things, the more expensive things. But you can find ways to pick up stuff without having to dip into your bank account. And so I am proof of that, which is bizarre because I am the one who's like, I want it, I have to have it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed walking through my makeup purchases for the month of January. All right, guys, before I let you go, I want to give you a quote from George Whitefield, and it's talking about trials. So I'll give you a verse and then I'll give you a quote, and it's just in the hopes of encouraging you. I don't know if you've had a rough start to 2019. A lot of people I know have. This has been a very, very rough start to this year. I have known people who have lost loved ones already. It's just been crazy. But today's comes from 1 Peter 1:6, and it says, "In this you greatly rejoice, though now for a little while you may have had to suffer grief in all kinds of trials." So George Whitefield said, "While I continue on this side of eternity, I never expect to be free from trials, only to change them." So you can't ever change your circumstances, but you can change the way you react to them. And it is my prayer that just the way you react to them would help make you stronger. Don't let your past define you. Don't let your trials, your difficulties, don't let that define who you are. But your reaction to them can help lay the groundwork for the strong person that you can become. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed looking at or seeing what I got in the month of January while still staying on budget. I'm sticking to it. All right, guys. Love each and every one of you. Jesus does too. And I will see you in the very next video. Thank you so much. Bye.